But we're going to begin with a little bit of review today, and we're going to see how he does. I'm going to start with, let's start with a complicated screen today. He never knows exactly which questions I'm going to use during the lesson today. Are you ready? Did you want to start? So he's not quite ready yet. So some days he wants to take a good look at the people that are here. Other days he comes right up and works. If you notice on his cheek pads right now, it looks like goosebumps. Those are going to be gone in just a second. You ready? Do you want to start? Yes. So orangutans are very subtle. He did the little flick of his finger. He's ready to go. We'll start with this. So if you watch, once he gets focused on what he's doing with his task, those goosebumps are going to disappear in just a minute. Good job, bud. So as he goes through this today, that's a boy. Good job. You notice that he's really confident. Oh, hit your center key. Good. Really good at what he's doing, and rarely makes mistakes during the review part of the lesson. And he's about equally good with photographs and drawings and written symbols. Good job, man. And we don't usually spend too much time working on photographs and drawings because he understands that, this is his next answer, by the way, it's like a little cracker. We don't spend a lot of time on photographs and drawings because he pretty much understands those almost intuitively. He doesn't have to work on figuring those out. Good job. He normally understands them on the first time when he sees a photograph or a drawing. So again, it's not something we spend a lot of time on because it's very easy for him. So I'd rather spend the time on things that he's good at, or not good at, so that he can learn those. And by the way, what I just said about him with the photographs and drawings, that's not true for all the apes. Each ape is a little bit different, good, in terms of how they learn and how they understand. We have others that can certainly use photographs and drawings, but they have to learn it. Asia, you're doing a good job. You've probably also noticed that some of the screens are more complicated than others. That's how very good. That's entirely on purpose. I want each lesson to be interesting and engaging for him, and changing it up like that does that. The other nice thing about it is it helps with his comprehension. So the more variety of questions he sees, the better his comprehension is as he goes along. And as you can tell, he's doing a very nice job today. We're going to do a couple more food questions, and then we're going to jump over to the numbers in just a minute. So let's start here. Ready, man? You want to try this one? That's really good. Nice. So I love when, good job. I love when you see them thinking about their answer and you can interpret it based on following his finger like that. He doesn't do that very often. We have one other female that does that a lot. Like she'll run her finger across the screen. He doesn't do that often, but I love that he's watching until he's sure of his answer and then he touches. So that was very good. How are you, man? So we're going to do one more. Food here, and then we're going to switch over to the numbers, and I'll talk about that as he gets started. So this next question, these again are familiar to him. He should be able to answer these with no trouble at all. Good job, man. Oh, you missed your center key. Good. And I'm going to ask him to switch and try some that are maybe a little bit trickier. Here you go. Want to try this one? That's a boy. Good job. Nicely done. You can do this one too. That's not so tricky? Good. But you notice an answer that he used just a question or so ago is right next to that, and he had no trouble at all as he went through that today. So really, really good job. Okay, let's go to the numbers, and this is really for, I don't know for AZ, but for me, this is the most, the part of the lesson that's most important to me today, because I know he knows the rest of it. What I'm interested in is seeing how he will do with the numbers, because that's when he's learning. So, I'm going to ask him to get started, and then I'll explain it as we go along. Okay, but I'm ready. So his job is exactly that. Good. Is to touch the numbers in the correct sequence as he goes along. That's really good. And this is going to be a little bit different when we work on review. Good. we only do 1 or 2 questions or so because it's something he already knows. Oh, hold on. That's okay. I'm gonna redo that one, and here's why. He touched in the right sequence but didn't get it highlighted. So I'm not trying to increase his score. I'm trying to make sure that I understand. That's what, yeah, much better. I don't want him to wonder if he was wrong, because he wasn't. And I always try and remind myself, this is a question of what they understand about the symbols. Good. This is not a question about dexterity and touching buttons. So if he has a little trouble with that, that's okay. Now that's a real mistake. Oh, but that was a mistake. So that's his first real mistake today. And as he goes through the lesson right now, good job, man. I'm looking for 2 things. Number 1, I'm interested in his score. Good. The other thing I'm interested in is his mistakes. Specifically, I want to know what kind of mistakes he's making, because if they're good, if they are mistakes that surprise me, that I can't predict, that is very encouraging to me. That tells me he's working very hard and trying to figure this out. If it's easy to predict mistakes, that means they're not trying very hard, or they really just don't understand it at all. Good. And today, that one mistake was a big surprise to me. So, good. So that's a good thing. Here's one little piece for you. There's a little piece of, sorry. So this is question number 12. And let's try a few more here and see how he does. Now, most days recently, I'm ready. He's done very, very well, but we'll find out in a minute what that score is going to be like. So good. Nicely done. Very, very good. Okay, be very careful now as you go along. I should tell you that counting is our goal. And of course, this is not counting. This is, no, missed it. This is sequencing only. Want to try a couple more? And this is all super interesting, which I'll explain in just a minute of why. And he has just, this is number 17 out of 20. And just as a bit of information for you, some of these mistakes, good. Some of these mistakes, or some of these responses he's never used before. So it's a very, very interesting thing, which I'll try and explain in just a minute. Good. Nice job, bud. Very good. Now he has one question left. Here's his last one. Ready? That's a boy. Good job, man. So that's where we're going to stop there with his questions. But I do have 2 more